Well, we are coming back a bit early for this episode, but considering Watford are our next opponents in the Championship, I think it's a case of big versus little. Hello and welcome back to episode 20 of Unemployed to Legend here at Wycombe Wanderers. My name is Craig, and coming up in today's episode we have two league games away at Watford and home against Stoke City. Since you were last with me, we've only done, I think, less than a handful of games. I think Millwall was where we were in the last episode. Since then, 2 wins from 3 league games against Blackburn and an impressive comeback victory against Derby, where we were 3-1 down at half-time. A quick change of system, which we'll come to in a few moments, because we're using it again for this coming match. And 5 second half goals means we walk away with the 3 points. And that means after just 5 league games, we are sitting second in the league. Still early days, but I think because this is the season where it's the highest we've been in this series so far, so I think there's going to be a lot of big games, certainly big games by Wycombe Wanderers standards. Anyway, that will be coming up. But today we're coming up against a Watford side who, although they're sitting 13th in the league and they've had a very indifferent start to the season, don't be fooled, because I think that's going to change very, very soon. Hopefully not in today's match, but later on in the season. So just to show you what I mean, just looking at the stats and the salary per annum, Watford are spending the most out of anyone, well, just about more than Crystal Palace, but they're still spending £40.6 million a season with rich finances. Did they actually have a takeover by any chance? Let's have a look. They got Conor Gallagher in their team. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Good grief. Actually, they appointed Ruben Loftus-Cheek as captain about 18 months ago and then just removed him and gave it to Gallagher. I don't think... No, they haven't had a tycoon or a major takeover, so they're just rich. It's all the Premier League money that they've accumulated over the years. Whereas you've got us, I think I'm literally just off, just behind my head. But we're only spending 5.06 million a season on salary. That's massive for Wycombe to be spending that amount of money. But it's a far, far cry. About 1/8 of what Watford are spending on their squad for an entire season, with okay finances. Just to kind of show you what our finances look like as well. We're still in the black. We're just sort of hovering between £0 and £500,000 these days, but some TV money coming in will more than help that. In fact, what's our projections? Terrible. Fantastic. But let's just have a quick look as well with regards to net transfer spend. And I mean, we haven't done badly ourselves. We've spent over £500,000 net spend. Watford, in the meantime, have spent just shy of 20 million. Again, rich finances. Just the fact, so far ahead of Blackburn, 5.69 in second place. Watford have just spent the most, I think, out of anyone this entire summer. Oh gosh, they spent £26 million. They spent 51 last summer and sold on about £61 million worth of players. Oh, they're self-sustaining themselves with these transfers. They made a net transfer profit last season. 93 million. Who did they sell? Jibril Toure, that's why. 18.75 million. That was a couple of years ago. That was as I took over at Wycombe. So in that time, they've spent about £100 million. Yeah, about £100 million on players, but they've made, what, 150, 160 million pounds? That's insane. I know they're a rich club, but it's pretty clear to see it's not just the Premier League money. It is also the players that they are selling on. Ironically, one of the players we have, Matty Pollock, he used to play for Watford. I think they sold him. Yeah, there you go. They sold him back in June 2025. This isn't a side, though, who have just come down from the Premier League. They have actually been finishing in 8th place over the past couple of seasons. So they're kind of stable in the Championship, but they're not what you call a yo-yo club anymore. They were at the beginning of the save, but they've sort of stabilised in the Championship. But it's pretty clear they are going to go for it this season, even if they are sitting in 13th. I mean, saying that, they're only 2 points off the playoffs. It's not completely impossible. It's only 5 games into the season. They'll be fine as the season goes on. What matters for us, of course, is getting the points on the board so we can just get to that 50-point mark as quickly as possible. That's the only thing I'm focused on here. Anything after that, once we get to 50 points, we'll see how much of the season we have left, and then go from there. But this is going to be the 11 that we're going to send out, including the system change that we did against Derby County for the second half of that game, where we came back to win 6-3. No winger on the left-hand side, and we've gone for 3 in the middle with a winger on support. That'll be Chapman on the right-hand side. It also does allow us to rest 1 or 2 of our wingers, so Obita can play at left back, and Ricky J. Jones can just rest for this game because he is feeling a bit tired. But otherwise, we're kind of relying on Obita or Bueno or Young, who's back from injury, on the left to basically get up and down that left flank. So Savin is in goal. He's taken over from Patterson in goal. If Patterson gets upset, then we'll give him game time. But until then, we'll just leave Savin in as is. Obita, Critchlow, Pollock and Fitzpatrick as the back 4. Not happy with Anthony Stewart. I'll come to why in a moment. Malley at the base in midfield in that deep line playmaker role with Thompson and Jones. Alfie Jones ahead of him. And Chapman on the right wing. Adebayo and Tyler Smith up front. I did mention I wasn't that happy with Anthony Stewart. That's because he's lost a lot of pace. Didn't have much in the first place. But he's also missing a lot more headers. He's slow. He's even in a standard defensive line, which is exactly what we're playing. And to be honest with you, I think his best days clearly are behind him. He's 33 years old. I just see him being replaced long term now, and I think the time to replace him has kind of come. So Critchlow, Pollock and Hutchings I'll probably be relying on a little bit more with regards to our central defence. Stewart can be a nice little backup. Oh, and Jones, of course. Will be playing defence when he isn't playing midfield, but he is today because we are doing a lot of rotation at the moment. And is that a booking for... Oh, a red card for Watford. Smith just got cleaned out, I think, and I didn't actually see what happened. It must have been an elbow or something, but there's about 4 Watford players there all swarming Smith. He got cleaned out, and Watford now down to 10 men. It's worth noting we are playing at Vicarage Road, so that could hopefully swing the match in our favour. At what I anticipated will be a very, very difficult place to come to. I speak a lot on the riches, obviously, of Watford, but at the end of the day, they are a team that's I do expect to have a lot more quality than us. As the game keeps lagging for some reason, that's not even my recording. My recording's over here, but for some reason, the game itself is just lagging on this side. As oh my God, Pollock! Can you please be careful? Oh, good tackle there by who was that? By Malley. Well done to him. He's actually a central midfielder. I keep forgetting central midfielder is an all-rounded player, which is what Malley has to be. What the heck happened there? Did the ball just get cleaned off the line by Obita and he just bounced the ball into the attacker's foot? Let's have a look here. So, oh, Obita, you've got to do better than that, man. It's like he wasn't even awake for that. Oh dear, oh dear. He isn't a natural left back, to be fair. He is more of a winger, but Bueno just needs a rest in this game. And who is the other one? Greg Young. It's easy to forget that he's still here because he's still here. He's only just joined in the summer, but he's been injured for about half that time. So it's easy to forget that he is a backup left back for us. He probably will come on in the second half at this rate because I want Obita just to rest in the second half. Well, at some point in this game. And we're not going to outstretch the arms. Yeah, that first half wasn't good enough. Come on, boys. They're down to 10 men. Why are we not taking the advantage? No, don't thrash the arms. I haven't thrashed the arms in FM22 in so long. Let's just have a look here. Okay, opposition. Let's tell you what. How are they even playing? Oh. Right, so they are just doing a narrow formation. And it was one of their attacking midfielders who actually did get sent off. Mateta, he's not exactly someone we can... Doesn't have a weak left foot. He doesn't have a weak right foot neither. So why are we trying to put him on his weak foot? Right, let me just see. It's not often that I do this on camera. Yep, mark specific position. Yep, that's on. That is on. Okay, that's fine. Let's just get into the second half then. It's not very often I show that on the video, but I thought, you know what? Let's just show something a little different this time. It's not often I actually get that tactical. If we go back to the beginning of Unemployed to Legend, I really wasn't that tactical at all. But ever since, as the series has gone on, just tried to be a bit more savvy about how I do some of these. What do you call it? Some of these tactics. Dimitru is going to come on. Ah, right. This is someone I didn't show before we got into this game. Dimitru is a loan signing, 20-year-old loan signing from Tottenham. We brought him in to basically be something a little different in midfield as a deep line playmaker. We started him against Derby as a central midfielder, but then when we switched to this new tactic against Derby in the second half, he switched to this deep line playmaker role, which is the one that he wants to play the most. And to be honest, it's the one that probably suits him the best, apart from his vision. But his vision is alright. He can play those small passes very, very well. He can also do crosses and killer balls just as well, despite that vision. He is more than fine in this role. He made such a difference against Derby. He got an assist in the first half and then a beautiful curling goal towards the end of that game against Derby. Was so happy for him. An impressive debut. Let's just see if he'll make a bit of a difference in this second half. Okay, second substitution has just gone in. Scully is going to go in for Smith up front. Tyler Smith has been very, very quiet recently. I might have to think about actually dropping him out, but that will mean all three of our substitutions are now done by the 72nd minute. Not often I do that. I'm just trying to show a bit of faith in the lads here as we go attacking. And we are actually on standard passing, slightly shorter passing, and not much is really happening, probably because Watford have just completely shut up shop. They've got 5 at the back, nothing is actually happening, and it's going to be a drab end to the game. It is a 1-0 loss. If Watford had 11 men, I'd say fine, cool, but the fact they had 10 and they took the lead and just shut the game down, what can you do? The game decides, oh, we don't want to give you any chances. I do hate when Football Manager does that. I do hate when teams do that. Because you make all these changes, you try and switch things up, and nothing happens. No, don't say it was because we didn't have a left winger on the left-hand side, because that didn't work against Derby, so I don't know what else to try there. Sorry Wickham lose to 10-man Watford. I just want to see this. How many shots did we actually have? We only had 5. None on target. None. 0. I think Smith is going to have to drop out of this team. I don't think he's really been performing that well recently. When did he even last score? Okay, he got an assist against Derby. Apart from that, that's a friendly. He last scored against Millwall in the last episode. Brilliant. And he got an assist against Blackburn. I don't think we're really playing to his strengths, but it might be something where we have to just take him out for a game or two and just see if Ricky J. Jones will probably be better suited. But yeah, to go from 6-3 win against Derby to a 1-0 loss against Watford, it's a bit of a come down, isn't it? Wasn't really expecting that. So we'll come back against Stoke, and he's hoping for better fortunes at home this time. Second game now against Stoke City. He is hoping for some better fortune in this one. Much changed starting 11 because this is now a Saturday game, not midweek. So Patterson is now back in goal. I'm still kind of undecided between him and Savin, so we'll give Patterson another try. Bueno, Critchlow, Pollock and McCarthy. In fact, these two just swap over. In defence, Dimitri at the base of the midfield with Mali and Gomez ahead of him. Chapman on the right wing, Scully and Ricky J. Jones coming in for Smith up front. Smith's not even making it to the bench, to be honest. He's not actually tired, but yeah, I think he just needs to sit this one out. I don't think he's in the greatest form of his life at the moment, so maybe just a game or two out of the starting 11 might help him out. Of note, if the fact that we don't have a left winger doesn't work, then we will go back to just putting a left winger on there, because Obita is on the bench. He is someone that we can put out there. And also you've got Adebayo as well, you've got Ricky J. Jones, though Adebayo will probably come on up front if necessary. we'll see how the game pans out first. We'll see how it goes. Stoke are sitting mid-table at the moment, but again, remember, it's just early days. And the fact that it's early days means there's still a lot of experimentation going on. Of course, you've seen it with my tactics. Changing up from 4-2-4 to a sort of asymmetrical system with 3 in the middle and just 1 winger. And there's Chapman, and there is Scully. Beautiful cross by McCarthy, and Scully doing what he does best. The big target man, heading the ball into the back of the net. And that is 1-0 Wickham after 24 minutes. Beautiful stuff here off the throw-in. McCarthy's got such a good cross on him. That's why we do like him in the starting lineup. Don't get me wrong, I do like Fitzpatrick at right back as well, but I just think McCarthy still offers that little bit more. In fact, that lot more at the moment. And that just comes down to experience, really. Fitzpatrick will be fine, I think, long term. But for now, it is McCarthy's time. And it's actually... Oh, I forgot I made him the captain. Oh, perfect. He's got that captain's responsibility. He's going to be like, this is what we got to do, lads. That's what he's got. But speaking of looking at the screen, actually, I hope that you're enjoying these episodes. I hope you're enjoying this series. Oh my god, that was just off the woodwork there. I hope you're enjoying this series so far. I know there's been a lot more support for certainly this segment of Unemployed to Legend since we've taken over at Wickham. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you so much for all the support that you've given so far. As we've got ourselves a free kick here, it would be nice if I said thank you and then we're rewarded with a goal here. Oh, Chapman coming close to granting our wish, but we do have a corner. And you can see Scully just waiting there at the near post. The big man himself, just puts it into the keeper's arms. You've got Pollock and Scully there all at the same time. As we are hitting into the 72nd minute now, substitutions potentially coming up very, very shortly. As Stoke at the moment getting an attack going. Oh, just wide, and I do think we do need to freshen things up a little bit. I've just noticed Stoke just changed things around to a 4-2-3-1. It's a very narrow 4-2-3-1, but regardless, we are quite tired at the moment. So, where is... There we go, Alfie Jones. He's going to come into midfield. He's playing more as a midfielder these days rather than actual centre-back. No, not Stewart. Bueno is tired. And do you know what? We are going to play Greg Young. This is the first time I think I'm going to be playing him in a league game. Ignore the fact he has no history. Before this season, he came from Wraith Rovers on a free. But yeah, I think this is actually the first league game I'm going to be playing him in. I've played him in a cup match. That's about it. And that was as a substitute. As Patterson ready to go. What was that distribution? What was that? Oh gosh, that wasn't very good. Oh my god, what a save! What a save by Patterson! Oh my goodness, he plucked that out of the air with literally just 2 hands. I say that, he's only got 2 hands, but still, that was incredible by him. Well done. As just looking at this, defensive wise, oh god, we are actually very, very tired at the back. Pollock is going to go off, he's on a yellow card. Hutchings will come on into central defence. We are tired going forwards. But right now, I'm kind of relying on them. Hopefully just finding a bit of energy from somewhere. Jones is tired as well. And that's the game lagging, not my recording. Recording's over here, remember that. Stoke are just sort of all over us at the moment. Might just drop back to balanced at the moment. And there is Jones. He has fresh legs. Scully, he's tired. Bless him. He's tired. Just play it back, man. Yeah, that's it. Well done. Because Scully, moving through treacle there, he's so tired. Bless him. Dimitru. Into Jones. Beautiful stuff here. There is Jones. Into Jones. The second Jones. McCarthy. Chapman. Just play it off. Jones. 2-0. Oh my goodness. We had to work that so well. You could just see both our strikers so tired. They're just moving so slowly. But luckily we have a midfield who are a little bit fresher, much more compact in numbers, and they're able to just play the ball around. Alfie Jones, by the way, well done to him. Very well done. He was the one pulling some of the strings there, playing off Dimitri very well. And just again, he didn't make much of a difference in the last match, did Dimitri? But he's showing his definitely his technical skill in this match, certainly in this match, and also in the Derby game, which unfortunately was off camera, but still absolute quality. I think he'll have a very, very good season with us. Just making that prediction now, and that is a 2-0 victory here. Bit backs against the wall, but it's 3 points in the bag, and that is what I am happy with. Outstretched arms, well done everyone. Yep, that was good. I do think we need to improve massively defensively. Patterson's distribution is definitely not the best, but we will work on that as we go through the season. Bit of an early season experimentation going on here, just to show you exactly what I've been doing. At the beginning of each of the last few seasons as well, I've had to do the very same thing, but you've just not seen it because I've always just tried ploughing through the seasons. But now that we're in the Championship, hopefully we can just take a little bit more time with some of the games that we're going to be seeing, because they're all going to be big games effectively for Wycombe. And there we go, quality finishing difference at Adams Park. That is what we were missing against Watford, and in the first half against Derby. Comes back to that second half against Derby. It gave me a lot of hope that we're able to compete. Well done by McCarthy. Good to have him back in the squad. He certainly makes a difference defensively and going forwards. Why does he look like Jordan Pickford? They're not brothers by any chance, are they? I don't think so. Different surnames. Anyway, we will be back probably at some point in November. I'm looking at this TV match against Huddersfield because who doesn't love a good TV game? So Huddersfield and either side of that we will more than likely be back for. By which point we will have got a good chunk of the Championship games out of the way. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and the different tactical experimentation that I'm trying to incorporate into this squad at the moment. Chances are it might change again by November, but we will see. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have, make sure you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss upcoming episodes of Unemployed to Legend as we still bid for survival this season. But thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episodes.